My name's Aftab, I'm 15 years of age and I'm from Kingsbury.
My name's Cardine, I'm 15 and I go to Church Lane, Peru.
Is it recording, bruv?
My name's Patrick, I am very nearly 40 years old. I work in Brent.
Yeah, I'm Miles, I'm 16, I'm from Kingsbury.
My name's Neil, I'm a youth engagement officer and I work at Wembley Police Station and I'm 41.
My name's Shaniqua, I'm from Harlesden and I'm 15.
The number of people, innit?
Like a group.
Just a group of boys.
All together, hanging out, innit?
What is a gang?
Yeah, there's a load of people and a name, innit?
A crew.
Some gangs have colours.
A group of young people that just want the respect.
There's a group of boys that live in a certain area that claim that it's their area.
Just about the postcode they're from, from these estates. London's becoming a ghettoised society. You look at the estates and then you look at the nicer areas and they're poles apart.
If you're known to one gang, if they know your face, you know, something can happen to you, innit?
20 to 30 organised gangs here in the area that we work in here in Brent, in Wembley.
I think people that they're not in gangs are quite smart not to be in a gang.
Probably get beaten up, stabbed or something.
You never know, they could take your life.
I think that's horrible.
As far as the police are concerned, a gang is a group of people with a common purpose, carrying out criminal activity.
I think it's just disgraceful. I don't like it.
They'll stand up on their strip and just stand there.
They hang around in big groups, which looks threatening.
Being in a big group can attract a lot of trouble.
There's not always violence.
Robbery.
Obviously they do bad stuff, innit?
Yeah, statistically speaking, gang members get involved in crime.
Being a big group is bringing all that trouble to you, you know what I'm saying? Like say if you're just walking down the high road, 10 people or more, you are going to attract trouble from maybe police or something and not be allowed in shops, and then that's when all stuff can kick off or something, you know what I'm saying?
Armed robbery, anything like that, burglary.
9 times out of 10 they don't go out looking for trouble unless they go out of the area and they're going to actually look for someone.
Maybe if they're rushing somebody.
You get beaten up by a group of people and you're the only one that's trying to fight them off.
Like drug dealing.
I think hanging out and getting stoned is top of quite a lot of young people's agenda.
Like a gang, not necessarily have to go out like beat people up, you know what I'm saying?
Not always involved in violence. Like it could just be a group of girls that hang around together and they call themselves something.
You'll just be with a group of friends, like, you know what I'm saying? You just feel like sort of like a big family, if you know what I'm saying? Like all your brothers.
The pressures that are put on from within the gang make a difference. The peer pressure, and if those things together make someone do something they wouldn't normally do, and the only reason they're doing it is because they're part of that gang, then it's a massive concern, yeah.
I don't feel it's dangerous.
It's very violent.
It's just life nowadays, isn't it?
You can get into a fight with a girl just for like a look or something.
Culture of fear, culture of reprisals.
You're not allowed to walk into like a certain area if you're in a gang.
It could happen. Most people in a gang, that's their worry in their mind, sort of thing.
9 times out of 10 you'll get confronted and they'll say to you, what ends are you from? They say what ends they're from and they're not from the ends.
Might get beaten up if you go to another part or something. People might think you're the opposing gang.
Then it escalates.
Probably get beaten up.
Like if you're from a certain area and you're blood and you walk into a Crip gang's area.
Somebody could still beat you up or something.
It's different for a girl to a boy. Like I could travel out of my area, but if it was a boy, it would be a whole different thing.
If you're keeping yourself to yourself and you're not all out there wanting to fight them, then they won't bother you.
I know everyone around me. That's really what it is. Like you know everyone around you, so when you're in your own area, you feel safe.
People know these things. If you're from a certain area, you can't go to this certain area. Either way, if you're not in the gang, something could still happen to you, you know what I'm saying?
You don't have to just stay. In Harlesden, you can go wherever you like. There's a world there out there waiting for you. You've got to take it.
Two gangs at the minute in conflict with each other. They're attacking homes, nothing to do with the mums, the dads, but they're getting involved in it. Threats are being made to family members. It's tragic, really. It's tragic when there's just a bit of confrontation between two young people that gangs are brought into it, and then it escalates and escalates and keeps escalating until
Somebody could die, you never know.
I have heard and had to deal with enormous issues which have shocked me.
Yeah, I've seen quite a lot of things, but quite a few things that have shocked me still.
Nothing shocks you anymore. Like
It's not irregular to see people getting beat up or to see people in a problem.
I don't know, I haven't seen it, but I can imagine just be a group of people fighting, or maybe a group of people on one.
Seen people get robbed and stuff. For them, I can see it's not nice, you know what I'm saying? And I've seen people get beaten up pretty badly as well.
When you've seen it a number of times, nothing really shocks you. A normal day, really. If you see someone getting beaten up, you see them getting beaten up. Like, that's it. If you see them getting stabbed, they get stabbed. Whatever.
Ages ago, it wasn't a really normal thing to hear stabbings, but now you just hear, oh, this person got stabbed, then now it just becomes a regular. You just hear it, you're like, oh, okay. But before it would have been like, wow. But now it's just regular.
At the moment, I'm dealing with 2 young males that have been arrested for murder. And unfortunately, that's what the reality of gang culture is that people get involved in really serious crime, like murders.
Beef.
Beef.
Beef, yeah.
Fighting and that, innit?
The definitions of beef, there's the meat, which I like, and then there's like...
Having an argument, having an issue with someone.
It means fight or something.
They're in confrontation with another gang, or they're in confrontation with someone else.
Beef really is the tensions that I was talking about earlier between the gangs.
Imagine you're from one gang, you have beef with the other gang, so basically you've got problems with the other gang, innit?
And it could be over anything.
Could mean like you got a feud with somebody or
Girl, drug deal.
anything.
And you've got to sort it out.
One person from this place looked at this person from that place funny, you know what I'm saying?
They just fight. Like, whatever they can see on the floor, whatever they have in their hand, they're going to use it on you.
It could be anything really. Respect is a big word again in the gang community. If a gang or a gang member feels he's been disrespected or she's been disrespected,
Bump into each other one day in the street and they don't say sorry to each other, then from there, they could have some mad beef between their 2 gangs or something, and then it will just escalate and escalate. It might not stop.
quite often with young people being young people, that beef is sorted out through violence rather than dialogue. But all of us here are trying to make sure that that is done through dialogue.
Don't get involved in it, just stay about your business.
Yeah, you can avoid it. Like, you ain't got to mix with the people, you ain't got to get involved in it.
It takes a strong character, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you don't want to be involved, you don't have to be involved.
How can gang culture be avoided?
Whether they can actually remove themselves from it totally, I don't know.
Because when you're in a gang, you might not be able to come out of it. It depends on if you're strong enough to come out of it or not, innit?
You know who the people are in your area that are in the gangs. Like, don't mix with them. If you don't want to be around them, you don't want to be involved in the gang.
They'll realise probably when they get older that there was no point in being in a gang. I think it's just like a phase that they go through, some boys go through.
If you live in like a gang life for long, maybe you would have to leave your area.
I think that if more boys were and more girls were more accepted, like in their schools and at home, then they wouldn't go looking for acceptance from a gang.
The pressures that are put on them for joining gangs, I see that quite often. And it'll take a strong person, a really strong person, to avoid a gang because the pressures are great.
It's hard to walk away, and the boy who walks away is probably the strongest of the lot.